Can some elements of sales be counterintuitive? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about some of the things that you go through as a salesperson or even an entrepreneur that may not make sense. And one of the things that I want to bring up to you is a lot of times it is tougher for a buyer to tell you no than it is for them to tell you yes. And I really want you to think about this a lot. So if you sit down with a buyer and you give them a presentation and you've got a good product, you've got a good service, a widget, a gizmo, whatever you have to offer, think about this. The buyer, in order for them to stall, they have to think of a reason. They have to defend that reason. They have to go through a whole bunch of junk in their mind to make that happen. So why would you not do everything you could possible to help them get your product or service? So, somebody sits down with you and you show them, you give them a demonstration, you ask all the questions, and it really does fit their criteria. It really does help them out. And if they don't take advantage of what you have to offer or what you can deliver, it really is going to hurt them. So not only do they have to come up with a reason why they shouldn't do it, they also lose out on the benefit of your product. So here's where the rubber hits the road, and here's where you can really help that person out. Take the time to figure out what it costs for them to not make that deal happen. Not just in terms of revenue, not just in terms of time of getting something implemented, but also the time of having to sit with another salesperson to go over that information. So I work in a lot of industries where people say, well, I want to get 3 bids. Well, sometimes those bids take 2.5 to 3 hours for someone to meet and ask a bunch of questions and go over information, right? So sometimes it would come down to telling that person, look how much time you're going to waste to go through and get that information and get that bid and talk to other people. It could potentially take you 6 or 7 hours. Don't you have something better that you could do for 6 or 7 hours? Isn't there something that you're in your business or your personal life that you could be spending those 6 or 7 hours with instead of meeting with salespeople? And sometimes just having that conversation would flip that person and go, you know what, you're absolutely right. They don't say this, but it comes out. I really didn't need to think about it. It's just like, it just took a little bit more time and effort for you to talk these things through. But salespeople, for the most part, they don't think like this. They're just like, how can I get this call and make it fast and close the deal? Sometimes you have to think through the process. Your buyer or your client that is meeting with you has to come up with more reasons to say no than why they have to say yes. For the most part, no. I got to say, this isn't like 100% thing. I'm going to give it like in the 90 percentile. Most people have to work harder to say no than they have to say yes when they're buying something from you. Just something to think about. Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right, to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then you can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Why not? Even LinkedIn. Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.